Another album review. Another album review. Another album review. I want to do Chris Brown's Fame. I know y'all wondering, like, why you keep doing these old albums. Like, look, if an album is not worth talking about, I feel like these artists put in their work hard, their hard work into these. And if I feel like an album is like classic, it has to be talked about because hard work comes into classics. Hard work comes into classics, and I feel like why not? And I feel like at the time when these albums did come out, I didn't like have like the cameras that I have now. I didn't have like I had like this little webcam that I had, and the quality was not the best. Like, cause I think I got that webcam like what year did I get that webcam? I would have to say probably like 20. Oh, it's on my beard. Sorry, y'all. I think I had that camera like 2010, 2011, so you know what the quality was like then. That water's so good. We're talking about Chris Brown's Fame. Before I get into these songs, this video is not going to be long because of what I think about the album. Um, in my opinion, I know how some of these, I know how, Chris Brown has a loyal fan base. In my opinion, if we're talking about a full album of great content, Fame vocally is his last best album. Like, I don't care what nobody says. Like, maybe because I'm an R&B head and it was more R&B, but not only was it R&B, it was a mix of hip hop and pop. So all that was in this album, but it had some of that R&B that I like love from Chris Brown. Excuse me. Y'all know I love me some Chris Brown. I also love R&B. Like, I'm a big R&B head, but I feel like it had to be talked about. Deuces. I feel like Deuces came out in 2009. Like, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but Deuces, I remember the video when it was kind of like black and white, and it was like kind of like outside. It was like an outside type of area. I get Deuces and No BS mixed up a little bit, but I know Deuces was definitely a video outside. I'm not crazy. I have a good memory. Up to You, definitely another good song. No BS reminds me a lot of Deuces, but just a little different. But yeah, Look at Me Now. Now, when I heard Look at Me Now, I was like, okay, he rapping all the way through. He's definitely not singing. He showed his versatility in Look at Me Now. Because I was like, okay, I kind of like this. Like, this, even though he was giving them vibes off mixtapes. But when he came with that, I was like, I can dig with the, I can dig it. Yeah, Three Times was definitely a pop record, without a doubt. People that can sing can actually still do pop, but they got to know how to dance too. And he could dance, so that's why he could pull it off. Next to You with Justin Bieber. She Ain't You. I definitely remember She Ain't You. It was a remix to Chris Brown's Human Nature. Say It With Me was a good song too. I want it all. I want it all. I want it all back. Another inspirational record. Wet the Bed with Ludacris. Now, when I listened to this album back in 2011 when it dropped, because I know it dropped around like springtime when I was in ninth grade. When I heard Wet the Bed, I was like, This is gonna be the song that I'm gonna forever love because it was hot, it was sexy. Then Ludacris was just like the icing on the cake. Like he always bring that lyrical content that I just need from him. I freaking loved it. Like I love Wet the Bed. Wet the Bed, I have it like as like one of my favorite records, like that I got saved. In my playlist, it's been played consistently over the years on repeat. It ain't going nowhere. Oh my love. Okay, sometimes it be them songs on them albums that people probably don't know about, but if you're like a fan, there are songs that most people don't know about, and people be like, I don't know that song, but Oh My Love, it was different. It was like very weird, but it was like very like high techno, like dance with me. No, a chance with me. Girl, you know that I won't do you no harm. Oh, my love. I should have kissed you. I should have told you. Love that song too. Beautiful People, another inspirational record. Like Bomb with Wiz Khalifa. Like that song is like literally in my head right now. Like for a long time they didn't have that song on streaming services. This is why it's always good to keep physical records because you never know. You never know when things may go out. So you want to keep these records like on you, even though CDs can go out too. Because around that time, CDs were still being shipped to stores. But people, I think that's around the time when people just really stopped buying them. Everything was turning over to iTunes and, Spotify and all that. Love the Girls, another great song. Absolutely. Oh, by the way, in Bomb, Wiz Khalifa did his thing. Wiz Khalifa was hot when this album came out. So everything, people wanted to wear their hair like Wiz Khalifa, everything. Paper, Scissors, Rock with Big Sean and Timbaland. The beat, that Timbaland beat, Big Sean was new too. 10 out of 10. I'ma make you beg for it, beg for it. Oh, hot. Champion, the last song on the album. That was just about him just admitting that he done some wrong, but people still gonna say what they're gonna say. And he just admitting to a lot of things and just being he was just being honest on the record. That album, 10 out of a 10. Argue with your mama. I don't care what y'all say. That album is a classic. It's very Chris Brown. He's singing, it's pop, it's dance, it's all that together. Not one song on that album is awful. I give that album a 10 out of a 10, 5 stars. The work ethic with that album is good. And he was going through a lot around that time. And I think that's why the album did so well. If it didn't do well, I think I did my research. The album did do very well, and I loved every bit of it. It was a good album. Like I said, in my opinion, that is his last best. I'm talking about full piece of work. He has put out some good stuff over the last few years, but that right there ain't nothing topped a full physical album to me like Fame, and I just put that on everything.